Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I want to talk about mechanical keyboards and in particular the NuPhy Air75 version 2. So I've had this keyboard now for a good few weeks and I thought it was time to share my thoughts on this particular mechanical keyboard. So let's jump straight into it. Okay, so let's jump into the design of this keyboard. So we have a 75% keyboard here, which is a little bit different to your standard keyboards. You're missing the number pad on the right hand side here, but as you can see, you still get all of the function keys and arrow keys that you would generally need and get with a keyboard. So let's look at the build quality of this. So the frame is actually made from aluminium. And if we have a look on the back, you can see here that we've also got a transparent back, so you can see the keys through, which I think is a really nice touch, and it really gives it a funky feel to the keyboard. We've also got this nice stainless steel back plate, if you will, along with these nice feet that are changeable. So you've got two different angles that you can have it at, well, three if you put it down flat. But if you're anything like me, I like to have it at an angle, so I have them upright like this most of the time. We've also got these nice little bit of rubber feet, which stops it from, you know, sliding on your desk like so. So also in terms of the compatibility and some of the switches up here, so let's talk about these. So we've got three bits at the top here. So we've got the Windows and Mac switch. So if you're on Windows, you can put it onto Windows, Mac, vice versa. Really useful if you use both OSs, as I do. So I'm constantly switching between these two. We've also got the off, wired and wireless switch. So fairly self-explanatory, on, off. Wired if you want to connect up your cable that came in the box with it to your PC or Mac, or wireless where you're using Bluetooth 5.1. And then if we move a little bit further along, you can see here is the USB-C. So this is where you connect the cable that came in the box to either connect to your PC or for charging. So as mentioned, you can use this wirelessly or you can use it wired. So there's three different ways that you can connect this up to three devices across Windows, Mac and Linux. So you can either use the cable, again, which goes in here and comes with it. It also comes with a 2.4 gigahertz receiver, which you can plug into your laptop and it will connect using the receiver, or you can use Bluetooth 5.1. I personally use the Bluetooth connection. I find it works really well and it has no problem connecting to all devices that I have this currently connected to. So another thing that I want to touch on before we moved on to switches and so on is the RGB lighting. So this comes with full RGB lighting, which most mechanical keyboards today will come with. There's a few like the Logitech MX mechanical keyboard, which doesn't, but this one does. And it's also got another couple of interesting points with the lighting. So if you see here, there's a couple of lights on the side. So this will indicate whether you have it on caps or not, which is really useful because I'm always forgetting whether I have it on caps lock or not. But also it will indicate your battery life as well. So some really nice, useful additions to the lighting that NuPhy have added to this keyboard. Okay, so let's get on to the point that we all love about mechanical keyboards, and that's the switches. So this comes with hot swappable switches, which means that you can change it up with your switches without needing to do any soldering, etc. So you don't have to be a mechanical keyboard expert and get your soldering iron out and all that kind of stuff. You know, it comes with a key remover, so you can pull them out nice and easy, and you can change them. So there's a number of different switches that you can use with this particular one. There are the NuPhy ones that they have, which is their own floral lineup. So you can go for linear and tactile switches on that, which are aloe, cowberry, wisteria and moss. But you can also go with the more regular Gateron switches, which I have, and personally I went with the brown 2.0 tactile switch, but you can also go with the red linear and the blue clicky as well. I like to keep it quite nice and simple. I'm new to the mechanical keyboard world, so sticking with the regular switches has really worked out well for me, but I'm really enjoying the brown clickiness, and we'll move on to listening to that in a second. So for me, this is the biggest reason why I kind of got into mechanical keyboards, and that's the actual sound and typing experience that you get. Now, this is a low profile keyboard, which is really nice, and it has a really nice sound, and it reminds me of when I was younger and you used to have the really clunky keyboards, but it gives a really nice sound. So I'm just going to try and demonstrate how it sounds. So as you can see, sounds really lovely. It's also really nice to type on. I find that the keys are nicely distributed, really easy to glide across the keyboard. The one thing that I would say that took me quite a while to get used to was the enter key. It's a lot smaller than the enter keys that I'm generally used to, so I was kind of hitting, either this key or the key just above. So that did take me about a week to stop doing that, and it was irritating for a little while. But like I say, as you get used to it more and more, you'll just start to hit that, like you would any other enter key on any other keyboard. So let's talk about battery life. So this has a much bigger battery than its predecessor, the version 1, and it has a 400 milliamp battery. So this equates to about 220 hours of battery life. That's obviously going to vary whether or not you have your backlighting on or not. I have it on all the time because I bought it because I liked RGB lighting, so I'm not going to turn that off. The good thing is that if you do run out of juice, and I have done once, you can take the cable that comes in the box, you can plug it into your laptop, and it will charge as you are working. So that's something that I found really, really useful with these particular keyboards. So even if you are caught with no battery, you can still charge it, and because the charging point is right at the top, it's not going to interfere with your typing experience at all. So yeah, really good battery life and really good placement of where the charger is actually going into the keyboard. Okay, so let's move on to price, which is one of the key factors of whether or not people are going to buy this particular keyboard. It is a reasonably priced keyboard from what I see in the mechanical keyboard space. It's going to cost you, or starts from, around about $120, but that will vary depending on what switches you decide to go for. Thanks everyone for watching the video. If you haven't already, and I know a number of you that have been watching the videos haven't, please hit the subscribe button, and if you did like it, why not hit the thumbs up button at the same time? But that's it for now, and I'll catch you in the next one.